In a land where the mountains kissed the clouds and rivers whispered secrets of old, there lived a warrior named Kaito. His reputation spread far and wide, a man of remarkable strength and skill who had bested countless foes and claimed victory on many battlefields. Yet despite his conquests, Kaito carried an invisible burden, one that no sword could strike down. A restless mind, heavy with ambition, regret, and fear. Victory had not brought him peace. His heart remained clenched with longing for more, for better, for something beyond his grasp. Each battle he won only deepened the chasm of emptiness within him. One evening, while resting in a small village, Kaito overheard the murmured tales of an old Zen master who lived by the sea. The villagers spoke of the monk with reverence, claiming he possessed the key to enlightenment, a wisdom so profound it could calm even the most tormented of souls. Desperate for stillness, Kaito decided to seek him out. At dawn, he mounted his horse and rode along winding trails, through forests where the mist clung to the pines, until at last he reached the edge of the sea. The temple was small and unassuming, its weathered stones softened by the salt air. In the garden, the Zen master knelt in the soil, planting tiny seeds with delicate fingers. His simple robes, worn and frayed, brushed against the earth as he worked. Kaito dismounted and approached. His boots crunched against the gravel path, but the master made no sign of noticing him. Impatience stirred in Kaito's chest. Finally, he cleared his throat and spoke. "Master," Kaito said, his voice firm but respectful, "I have traveled far to find you. My mind is heavy with troubles, and my soul longs for peace. Fill me with your wisdom, so that I may conquer my unrest as I have conquered my enemies." The monk, without looking up, simply nodded and motioned for Kaito to follow him into the temple. Inside, the small room was illuminated by the soft flicker of candlelight. The monk gestured for Kaito to sit at the low wooden table. Without a word, he brought forth a teapot and 2 small cups. With slow, deliberate movements, he began to pour the tea. Kaito sat in uneasy silence, watching the master's hands. The tea filled the first cup to the brim, but the monk kept pouring. The liquid overflowed, spilling onto the table, pooling around the base of the cup. Yet still, the monk continued, the tea streaming steadily over the edge. "Master," Kaito finally blurted, unable to contain himself. "The cup is full. It can hold no more." The old monk calmly set the teapot down. With gentle eyes, he met Kaito's gaze and smiled faintly. "Yes," he said softly, "like your mind." Kaito stared, confused. "You have filled your mind with so many battles, fears, and ambitions," the master continued. "It is overflowing with pride, with sorrow, with desires. There is no room for wisdom. To learn, you must first empty your cup." The warrior's breath caught in his chest. He stared at the tea, spilling over the edge of the cup, realizing he had been living the same way. Always adding, always striving, always filling. But he had never once considered the need to let go. For the first time in years, Kaito's shoulders slumped beneath the weight of his own understanding. Slowly, he set his sword aside. He did not speak, nor did the monk. The room was filled only with the steady rhythm of the sea, beyond the window and the lingering scent of tea. Over the following weeks, Kaito remained at the temple. He abandoned his warrior's garb, dressed simply, and spent his days in quiet reflection. The monk gave him no lectures, no grand teachings, only the stillness of the garden and the sound of the sea. At first, the silence tormented him. His mind clung to old battles and imagined futures, to memories and grudges. But day by day, he loosened his grip. He released his regret for past failures, freed himself from the pursuit of endless victories, and let go of his need for control. And then, something remarkable happened. In the space once cluttered with fear and desire, he discovered stillness. His thoughts drifted like leaves on the water, passing by, but no longer consuming him. The chaos that once roared through his mind became no more than a distant echo. One evening, as the sun dipped low and painted the horizon in gold, Kaito walked along the shore. He gazed at the waves lapping against the stones, each one arriving, then retreating, leaving no trace of itself behind. He thought of the battles he once fought so fiercely, the ones he now carried no longer. When he returned to the temple, he knelt before the monk, eyes clear, and a heart unburdened. For the first time, Kaito no longer sought wisdom. He had become it. In the days that followed, he left the temple, not as a warrior, but as a teacher. He carried no sword, only the lesson of the empty cup. He wandered the land, sharing his story with all who would listen. The weary merchant, burdened by debt. The grieving mother, clinging to loss. The aging man, weighed down by regret. You cannot control the world, he would tell them, but you can command your response to it. Empty your mind, and you will discover the freedom you have been searching for. And as he spoke, he did not boast of the victories he once chased. Instead, he smiled softly at the quiet peace he had found, the treasure hidden in the space he once feared to make empty. For it was in the emptiness that he had finally become full. As you journey through life, remember Kaito's lesson. Sometimes it's not about gaining more, but about letting go. Empty your mind of what no longer serves you, and you may find the freedom you've been seeking all along. If this story resonated with you, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who could use a little stillness in their life. Subscribe to Timeless Wisdom, unfolded for more philosophical stories and timeless life lessons. Let's grow wiser together.